I want to conquer the world.
She's fantastic.
I want to conquer the world.
She's fantastic. I knew she'd be a star. She could be great. She could be a major star. She is a star. The biggest star in the universe right now as we speak.
Absolutely no regrets.
Look it up.
Madonna.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Madonna.
Our first guest albums have sold over 200 million copies. Hard to fathom, 200 million copies. And this is her newest, soon-to-be-released blockbusters entitled Confessions of a Dance Floor. I'm sorry, Confessions on a Dance Floor.
You cannot turn on the television right now without seeing Madonna, the new Madonna, the disco Madonna.
When Madonna proclaims the return of disco, we all listen.
I love this. What do you call this?
I'm disco queen.
You are a disco queen all over again, huh?
I never set out to make a dance record. In the beginning, I was just writing music with Stuart for a musical, and then that musical, the script came, and I didn't like it, and hung up. And I Love New York were the songs we had written for that script. And I said, okay. Stuart had been taking the dub mixes of Hung Up around to clubs everywhere, because as you know, he's a DJ as well. And he was getting such an overwhelming response to that song that I decided, you know what, let's make all the songs dance music.
Can we get together? I really wanna be with you. Come on, check it out with me. I hope you feel the same way
And then we proceeded to listen to all old disco records, Giorgio Moroder and Chironi and ABBA, that's all we ever played.
Because he's a DJ, he's got tons of old 12 inches, old vinyl. We just listen to it. We'd say, oh God, love that bass line, or love that little bell sound, or, you know what I mean? And it's not like we would rip things off and go, we're gonna copy that. It would just say, we wanna do something like that. So we immersed ourselves in all of that old stuff, and then we took it and made it new again.
I really wanna be with you. Come on, check it out with me.
What's your writing process like? How do you do that?
It's all different. Sometimes I hear music and it inspires lyrics. Sometimes I write stuff and I bring it to Stuart, and I sing a melody to him and he puts music behind it. I could read a newspaper article and see a phrase and go, oh, that is dope, I gotta put that in a song. So.
Right.
Obviously, I admire the work of all the different people that I worked with. I've been a huge fan of Mirwez's for years. We've written some incredible songs together. Once I decided I want to make a dance record, I'd heard other tracks that Bloodshy and Avant had done and that Piers and Anders had done. What I didn't want was to have a huge disparity in the sound. So once I worked on all the songs with everybody, I decided that Stuart had the right sensibility, since he's a DJ, to give everything an overall cohesive feeling. And he ended up, with the exception of one track, arranging and producing everything with me.
The whole sort of theme of Confessions on a Dance Floor really is the theme of having a good time. It's the soundtrack to a party, or it's the soundtrack to driving around in your car, or it's the soundtrack to not overthinking things and living in the moment. That's kind of what it is. And it came about out of necessity for her wanting to do that in her life at that point, and that was the music that I'd been doing as a result of DJing around the world for the sort of 3 years before that.
I think because I worked so hard on my tour, and then I worked so hard on the editing of my documentary, I just felt really inspired to do something different, you know what I mean? And something that wasn't so angst-ridden, writing music, specifically working with Stuart Price, who makes me laugh all the time. He's like, I don't feel like I'm working when I'm with Stuart. So for me, it was a blast just to make the record.
مرا ببخش دیگه از من چی میخوای جیگر مرا
Madonna's first gig since that nasty fall off a horse. She's cramming into a phone booth with other musicians in a commercial for the new Motorola rocker.
Biggie, no!
The music, also Madonna's, her new single, appropriately called Hung Up.
I say we bring out our first guest, our living legend, and I just have one word for all of you guys. Madonna.
I'm not sure I like the living legend thing. It sounds like I'm in a wax museum.
Right? But you're beyond that. You were
living.
Beyond that.
Yes, living is good.
It's important that you're living.
Yeah.
You had a horse riding accident, but I can see now you look great. Are you okay? How is everything? You look beautiful.
I'm good. My bones are healing. I'm not completely 100%.
Okay, so no dancing just yet.
No, I can dance.
But now, have you been on a horse since you got tossed?
No, because my record company is not very keen on the idea of me injuring myself.
Well, I understand that. But maybe you noticed this, we have horses outside.
The hardest thing for me during my promotional tour in New York was getting on a horse in my high heels. I was dared to do it in front of millions of people, and of course I couldn't say no, because then I would come off like I was a coward or something.
Lovely evening for a ride. This is not bad.
I must add this to my list of reckless things I've done this year.
I'm here at Hunter College presenting a film called I'm Going to Tell You a Secret. The lecture I did for the students was fun. I loved showing my movie to students at a college and then hearing their questions afterwards. I think most people get into the entertainment business because there's something wrong with them. Even more fun was DJing in a nightclub with Stuart. That was just a blast.
I couldn't come to New York and not stop over to Roxy and share my new music with you.
I've heard via my fan site and different fan letters, a lot of people saying, you bring me up. But I have to say to my fans, you do the same to me.
I had such a good time when I did the European Music Awards. I felt like I got shot out of a cannon when that disco ball went up. First time I ever performed Hung Up ever in front of an audience, and the live audience at the European Music Awards was as great as a live audience when you're on tour, and that doesn't happen at award shows. I wasn't even aware that we were doing a TV show. That's how much fun it was.
After falling off my horse, it was amazing to be able to just get up and dance and perform again. I didn't know after I fell off that I was going to be able to do that, and I'm so grateful and happy right now.
She's an absolute legend, and she makes us all look like amateurs.
I love you, Madonna. Everybody loves you. They're still crazy about you. Would you mind to put your leg on my shoulder? Yes! Oh! Hi!
Let's talk about Madonna, about your new record, Confessions on the Dance Floor. Isn't the dance floor a little too noisy for Confessions?
No, because you can say a lot with your body.
Madonna, queen of the dance floor tonight!
Welcome, please, Madonna!
You start moving on your tie.
For different reasons, Madonna.
No, but
you don't like flirting with the older man.
No,
it's safe,
I don't mind it at all.
Can we get together? I really wanna be with you. Come on, check it out with me. I hope you feel the same way too.
I wanted to go back to the dance floor and the disco, and because that's how I started. I started with dance music, and dancing was my first love, and that's why I came to New York in the first place, to be a dancer.
Right.
So I guess I wanted to get into that and celebrate that. And I, remember the first time I ever walked into a disco in Detroit, Michigan, and it was a very memorable and euphoric experience for me. So it was an homage to all of those things. It's fun music, it's fun to perform, and you don't have to take it too seriously, but it's liberating.
If it's bitter at the start, then it's sweeter in the end.